world, because like me and Brother just White said a little earlier ago, we're going to get into this at the very end, we almost finished, is that there are so many black people out there, young black guys out there, that's doing good, that's going to college, but the media, like we talked about before, the media is not putting the light on that. Just putting on things, putting the headlines on the things that are going wrong, but not what's going right in the community. That's right. Man, powerful. All right, Brother Dwight, let's go down to, and we already magnified this because we ain't really got to get into more. Let's go down and let's answer this question here. Why are we so afraid of young black men? And let's deal with this. We already told you the details of how all this stuff started, and now we're just going to get to the end and just magnify a little bit more, and we're going to close out.
There is something, unfortunately, that happens to black boys when they are transitioning from boyhood to manhood.
Yes.
Somehow their senses and curiosity gives way to anger, pain, fear.
Stop right there, brother. What is the problem with the young black boy, and why is he usually in the situation right now? We already talked about the poverty situation. We're already talking about the education. But what pushes him that way?
His curiosity gives him way to the anger, pain.
There is anger, pain, and confusion. Those are three things that push that young black boy into the streets and into behavior that is not conducive, quote unquote, or what the society says a young boy should act. But what we do is we don't say boy, we say black boy. We don't say the white boy, they'll say something different, but we are just putting in black boy, what they doing. But what is the reason? It's the reason because you don't understand, because he has anger because of his situation. He has confusion because he don't understand why he's going through that as a young child, and a young child shouldn't have to go through that. And then thirdly, he's going through pain. And he has no way to release it out, and then when he releases it, he's going to release it in violence.
Right. Young black men have long been defined by society as a threat and an image. We threat young black men. We treat young black men as if they are wild animals, dangerous and unpredictable. In society's eyes, they are guilty until proven innocent. We make assumptions about them based on their clothing, style, and attitude. I guess we go back to the saying, when you're born as a black male or black in general, there's already 2 strikes against you.
Yes, yes, it's because of that. True. You're absolutely right, brother. Yeah.
We unfairly judge and criticize young black men and make despondent comments about them as if they are the same.
Yes.
But it's the kicker. We forgot that those who are angry and violent are reacting to the lack of nurture, parental guidance,
there it is,
poverty, and senseless violence in their community.
There you go. There it is. There it is.
We neglect to see the pain in their eyes, hidden by an armor or hardness and false bravery.
There it is. There it is.
Unfortunately, our society does not always recognize the exception into the role. The young black men that are law-abiding citizens.
Yes.
Have we ever stopped to wonder how our perception and generalization of black young men affects their emotions and mental well-being? How does it feel for a young black man to see the fear and uncertainty in someone's eyes when they are in a close, confined space?
Yes.
Do we ever consider how pre-existing negative stereotypes of young black men create feeling of doubt and discontentment within them?
Yes.
Yes, statistically, we have problems with violence and gangs in our community.
Yes.
Yet we cannot judge all. Yet we cannot judge all based on the actions of a few.
That's right. That's right.
There are many young black men who are responsible, respectful, successful, and good citizens of the world, according to a 20 study supported by the CDC Foundation. Enrollment of black young men in college is up.
Yes.
There are young black men who are uplifting their community instead of destroying them with violence and crime and drugs.
Yes.
We rarely hear about them because we lump all young black men in one pill or one pile.
Yes.
We don't think about the hurt we cause when we step aside in fear when they step onto the elevator,
Yes.
or how we hold our breath when they brush aside us.
That's right.
Our young men are subjected to unwanted police frisking and racial profiling in their community, retail outlets, etc., etc.
Yes.
It must not be easy growing up as a black boy in society that sees you as a dangerous yet endangered. Young black men are forced to make other people feel comfortable by them, around them, to make themselves appear less threatening. Why is it a young black man? Why is it a young black man's responsibility to make others feel at ease?
That's right.
They sense the tension rising when they are laughing, goofing off with friends loudly.
Yes.
They know that despite their best effort, the culture of fear surrounding them is overpowering.
Since you read all that, brother, give me your perspective on that, and we're gonna close on that. Because you can, I know you can attest to all what you read.
Basically, in a nutshell, it hit home deeply. So you live in a society, you've already been suppressed for many years and things like that. By segregation, things like that. If you have not been in segregation yourself, but it still affects our culture today as a whole. Because as a nutshell, the only thing I can say about that subject is that we do have young black guys and young males who really want to make a change for their community, and who are making a phenomenal impact of doing that, at the same time still getting criticized by the Caucasian man, and that they put, it doesn't matter what we do as a race, it can be some doing good, some doing bad, but in society's eyes, we are all the same. We are all the same. That's unfortunate. We create all these problems. We just no good. We just fall this to our kids, and we just be gang banging, just crime and stuff like that. But actually, I would say it's not you. You do have guys that's growing up in education, getting education, who want to do better. But we still getting oppressed.
That's right. Well, and that's so true, Brother Dwight. It's still there and it's still present. But I think, like you said, there are groups out here that are trying to make a difference. There are black men out here trying to make a difference in their neighborhood. We're trying to do that here. I'm a black man. I've been doing this for a while. My 50s now, and I feel it's my obligation to help young black men like yourself. And not only black men, because we don't have a race issue here with MSF. You know, we have a white brother, which you see Brother Josh, he's not here tonight, but he's one of our favorite brothers, and we love everybody across the board. But the point of it is that we need, you know, racism is a taught behavior.
That's right. Exactly.
It's a taught behavior. Put a stigma on somebody is a taught behavior as well. Now, if we say why we ask the question, why are so many afraid of black men, is because we don't understand. If you have not been through the struggle, you're not going to understand. But you should not put a stigma on all black people across the board that we're all doing this, because that's not true. You got some very productive black men out here trying to do some positive things, but we're not putting the light on that. Like I said earlier, the media is control of the images, and when they're in control of the images, then in return, they're in control of the culture. And they can put out there whatever they want. But we must understand that we need first to stop being ignorant of the problem. You can help one black young man that you feel is going down the wrong path and try to help him or reach out to him. Because that one black boy can go somewhere else and tell somebody else and turn that life around. Because it only takes one. It only takes one. Stop being ignorant, all right? Try to understand their struggle, for one. Once you're not going to fully understand. If you haven't been through the struggle, if your ancestors have not been through the struggle, all right, then you're not going to understand. Now, we did talk about the history of how immigration started, how the slums started, and how the first gangs were. They wasn't blacks, all right? They wasn't blacks. But I also wanted to say before we close, I wanted to put this out there, but I didn't want to forget this, is that even though we're not going to, I don't want you to forget about the ignorance, the lack of understanding, and stop being so selfish, is if you go back to the early 40s and 50s in the NBA, as well as in the NFL, they were all white players.
That's right.
And basically they were of Irish, Polish, and Italian descent. Why? Because that was their means to get their families out of the slums. Once they got out of the slums and they retired and their families got money or whatever, they were able to build businesses, they didn't have to come back to the slums. Same thing that the blacks are doing today. NBA, and you got more players that's in the NBA and the NFL that are black than white because of the struggle to get their families out of it. So all it is a rotating thing. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is, a rotating thing. So I don't want y'all to magnify on being scared and fearful of blacks. You need to reach out to them. Because if you're fearing something, that means you don't understand. You don't understand what they're going through. So if you reach out to one and you save that one, you have done what you're supposed to do. All right, man, I just feel so good tonight about what we talked about. It had to be told. Don't magnify the problem. Be a part of the solution. These black young men need you. Some of them are dying for somebody to say, I understand, I love you. What can I do to help you? You give that opportunity to one, I'm telling you, you can change their life forever. But just don't condemn a whole race of people for a few, because there's bad in all races.
And the movie that came to my mind is Blind Side. It's about a black guy, and it's based on a true story. He stayed in a slum in a project, and his mother was on drugs. So he was always wearing the same clothes and things like that. So a Caucasian family, a white lady, she recognized him. She helped him. She nurtured, brought him to his home. She nurtured him, gave him an education. He went to college, and to this day, he's one of the best football players. I think he retired, and he do the NFL talk shows.
Okay.
And the thing is, I want to go to that white lady, Caucasian family reached out and pulled this black man in as a youth, and he was big, and trained him and taught him, and he turned out to be great and things like that. And it goes back to what you said, racism is taught, it's learned behavior. Her son, her daughter, husband, accepting him just like that.
And that's what we have to do. That's power. We need to watch that movie. Don't forget to let me know. We need to really watch that. It was very powerful. We hope that you enjoyed the broadcast today. I hope we have answered some of your questions and why. And we have explained why there are, because of the ignorance, because of the lack of understanding and our own selfishness. And why they're in this situation. We've already said that: poverty, education, unemployment, and no parental influence in their lives. So don't condemn them. Pray for them and reach out to them. Just like the story goes in the Bible, a man fell on the wayside, and they beat him up, and so many walked on the other side of the street, where there was one person that came and helped that young man.
The thing about the people who walk by, one was a priest.
That's right, brother. That's right, brother. That's right. That's right.
Samaritan.
The Good Samaritan. That's right. That's right. That's right. So that's all we tell them. Be a Good Samaritan to one of these men. All right. Well, next week we got another powerful broadcast coming up. We're going to be talking about the 10 traits that every man should have in common with a superhero. Oh boy, that's going to be a great one. We dealt with this a couple of years ago, but every man should have something in common with a superhero, and that's what our community needs, that's what our society needs, and our young boys are looking up to the superhero. That's why superhero movies are so popular. But we're going to get into that next week. We're going to get into that next week, and we hope that you enjoy it. We ask that you continue to reach out to us. Call us on our hotline at 919-717-5820, or call me personally on my number at 919-482-5850. Reach out to us on our Facebook page at Minister Fidelis, as well as our website at theministerfidelis.com. On Twitter, we're on there as well as in LinkedIn. Please hook up to us. We like to hear from you, hear your comments, see what's going on with your thoughts. We love to hear from you. We love you. Well, as we always do, Brother Dwight.
It's not what happens to you, it's how you handle it that really matters.
Finally, the secret is out. Even strong men
struggle.
There you go. Amen. God bless. We love you. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Trauma Network for Men.